You keep saying that we are not a civilized society yet, and we pretend to care. So how, in your opinion, would a civilized society deal with overpopulation? Okay, the words "in your opinion," my opinion really doesn't matter. I do state my opinion many times here, but it really doesn't matter. What matters is information we get from people's souls. Now, the picture I'm using here, this is not to make fun of India. And granted, this does not happen at the train stations every day. It happens during the holidays when, for some religious reasons, I think, these people are going back home to the villages. And as you can see, they are all men, which means they are laborers in the city, and they're going back home to their village for the holidays. Okay, overpopulation. How does a civilized society deal with it? I will give you the information I have from clients who ask about their home planet. See, not all clients care so much about their personal problems and whether they're going to find love, or what else is their personal problem? Because that's everybody's personal problem. Hang on a minute. Obviously, these clients are healthy, so health is not an issue. But they care more about what's going to happen to the world, what's going to happen to society, or how do we deal with this and this problem? Or a lot of them care to find out about their home planet, and they keep coming back so that they could be guided to go back home and to see the details. And many of them actually get up, or they record the session, and then they get up and write answers that they saw on their planet, answers that would help our planet as well. You see, many people, be they business, religious people, government people, know very well that we can get information from other realities. And many of these people have channels or work with channels in order to get information from other realities. But of course, they're not going to advertise it. For one, why should they? But for two, others will simply make fun of them. And I think the main reason they do not advertise it, that they do this, that they get information for their business from other realities, is so that they could have an advantage. And why not? The other realities exist. You will find many YouTube videos saying these are demons and these successful people are talking to demons. They are talking to energies and entities from other realities. That's all. Anyway, back to our question here. How would a civilized society deal with overpopulation? I have two answers. If overpopulation has not reached critical level to where we might blow up the planet, one way that we have dealt with it on other planets was to make sure that everybody, especially women, that wanted to have a child would first go to our equivalent of 4 years of school to find out and to learn everything about not the child, about the soul. What a soul wants and why a soul is choosing to incarnate in that reality, and exactly why a soul would be choosing her to play the mother. And then, and only then, was she allowed to have children. And this put the brakes on to overpopulation. It slowed it down considerably. Because, let's be honest, we still have children like unconscious cattle. We still have children because we had sex without a condom. Or because we are nearly 40. Yes, it makes no sense whatsoever. Most women would say, I want a baby, and we don't even know what a baby is. We think it's a pretty little thing, excuse me, we think it is a pretty little thing that will get us more attention. So we are having children unconsciously. That's one way some planets have dealt with it, and these are planets that have or had a very similar population as we do, meaning not in the numbers, the same genders, men and women. Because many planets do not have only 2 genders. Most planets actually have 3 genders. Male, female, and something else. I don't know exactly what it is. And some planets even have 4 different genders. And then you have many planets that are, the whole population is hermaphrodite, both male and female in the same body. And they reproduce themselves. So I am assuming that they have reached a level where their physical bodies are strong and healthy, and they can reproduce on their own. Because one of the reasons nature has made 2 people create one other person is to always keep the gene pool very strong and healthy. So, as far as these hermaphrodites are concerned, I really don't know how they managed this. Now, the weird planets. Weird meaning with our thought here on Earth. There are many planets that have only one gender, either only female or only male. What they do, I really don't know. I have not had many clients that could see details there on those planets. And I don't know if maybe they could not see the details because their mind could not grasp the idea of the entire planet being only one gender, or whether his or her friends from that planet were simply not sharing too much information. Because that does happen sometimes. Because they think that Earth is so different to their home, they do not want to confuse one of their own that has come to Earth to attain certain knowledge. I keep talking about other planets even though the question is about overpopulation. Now, this is what we do when we have plenty of time before we blow up the planet. We force parents-to-be to learn everything about the soul. Now, when we are on the 11th hour, as we know, desperate times require desperate measures. What we have done on other planets, many of you are not going to like this. You're going to get really angry and you're going to click off. You know, it happens. And I'm going to get many angry emails. What we have done on other planets was simply to not hold the man accountable for his children. We said the only person responsible for the children is the mother. The man is allowed to leave anytime he likes without paying anything to support the children. Also, the state is not responsible for these children. And this did not just put the brakes on overpopulation. It stopped it dead in its tracks. Because women would simply not have children. This is how some planets dealt with overpopulation. And if we do reach this critical stage, we would probably do exactly the same. However, we have one other benefit that many of those planets did not have. For some weird reason, I still cannot understand why, but for some weird reason, our planet, meaning Earth, actually likes the humans, likes this cancer it has upon it. I have a suspicion that Earth likes us because she volunteered for this game, and because she can see the outcome of the game. And after the Earth people finish this game and spread out throughout the universe to teach others as well, the universe will keep asking, where did you learn all this? And of course, we would say, Earth. I don't think we will be speaking English. Actually, I don't think we will be speaking at all. We will be showing images with our mind. So Earth thinks, or Earth is seeing the future, and this is making her like us. And there are other ways that Earth can take care of overpopulation. I'm going to mention one of the most controversial. I have not mentioned it to this point because too many people will get upset. But you know what? Hey, live dangerously. So if you want to get upset, get upset. Homosexuality is nature's birth control. Now that the species has survived, there will be more and more children born gay, or the clinical word, homosexual. Now, you might say, this is only rampant in the rich countries or in the West. Actually, it's everywhere. But in some societies, men are still forced, men and women, are still forced to get married and to have children. This will eventually reach a breaking point and it will stop altogether. But in the very near future, about 50% of the children born will be born gay. It's not a good or a bad. It's just nature. And it's not only that we have survived because we are so many, because in most countries, even the developing world, birth rates are going down quite fast. But we have another little issue. We live much longer, decades longer than what we used to 50, 60 years ago. So it's not only the birth rates. So back to the question, let's see how would a civilized society deal with overpopulation? Many people talk about forced sterilization. I don't think we are going to reach that point. I think we will simply stop making the man responsible for children. Now, you're going to say this is bad. Would you prefer forced sterilization? Do you think this is better? So this is how we will deal with overpopulation. Let's hope Earth does not start shaking and quaking and moving, because that will not be a pretty way to deal with overpopulation. I think I will leave it at this.